Which reminds me of the Pizza Palace that used to be in Evansville, Wisconsin. It was the smallest building you've ever seen in your entire life. It's like the people couldn't afford one of those street trucks, like a trailer to sell their pizza out of.
A food cart.
Yeah, a food cart, so they instead got the tiniest building, slightly larger than an outhouse, and it said Pizza Palace. I never ate there.
No, maybe you should have.
Yeah, it's no longer there. No. It was carried off by a bird.
Hey, you know what? It's been so long since we've unboxed. I think it's time for us to do some unboxing here on Unboxing.
Ba-ba-ba!
Look at that box! We open our mail that people send to our P.O. box, and we thank our donors, people who go to welcometothebasementshow.com and contribute. A particular thank you is in order for the donors who donated even during the hiatus. We definitely appreciate that. Even though the show is taking a break, work still goes on.
Yes.
During the break. Our donors' names are Richard Vishal, Benjamin, Kevin, Malcolm, Scott, Sarah, Dan, David, Christine, Mara, Kathleen, Betty, Mario, Michael, Stephanie, Marie, Ashton, Eric, Jennifer, Ann, James, Bernard, Maura, Nathan, Andrea, T.A., Joe, Melanie, Abigail, Emily, Gail, Jonathan, Alfred, Patrick, Brian, Kelly, Illustrations, Shelby, Joseph, Reed.
Wow.
We got a backlog of donors to read, and so we will get to the rest of them later in the show. Speaking of Brian Kelly Illustrations, he has another custom postcard he's made for us, Matt and Craig versus the Talent Bomb.
Oh, nice.
And on the back, he's got a little puzzle where he's supposed to identify the silhouettes.
Okay.
Steve Buscemi, Helen Mirren, Sam Rockwell, Jennifer Lawrence, Don Cheadle.
Oh, that's a bad start of the new year here in the unboxing basement.
This smoggy Seattle postcard comes from Sean Henry. Something to add to the pile of postcards waiting for the first unboxing of the new year.
All right. Got here in time, Sean.
Drake sends this Madison postcard because he took a weekend trip to Madison. I'll be graduating from IU?
IU?
Be
a more likely place to graduate from.
In May and moving here permanently for work in June. Any suggestions for things to do in Wisconsin, Madison area? There's a restaurant called Fuego's on Willie Street. They have half-price tapas on Tuesdays. That's a favorite of mine and Tona's.
But down the street from Fuego's, there is a retro arcade bar. They don't allow kids there, and but they do allow grown-ups.
And then on the other end of Willie Street is Halong Bay, our favorite Thai restaurant.
It is such a great Thai restaurant.
Blake sends this University of Minnesota postcard. I sent the same postcard to you guys 3.5 years ago as a fresh college student, and now I'm about to graduate. I started with your Fritz the Cat episode and have been a follower ever since.
Hey! Welcome! Blake's got a new face!
This Enlighten Up postcard comes from Jason in San Antonio, Texas. He wants to know if we've seen Enlighten Up. I have not.
No, but I've seen the postcard.
We have some unique fan art this week, and it takes the form of music.
Wow.
I stupidly didn't write down his name, but he was
You want to save this for next time?
No. You can see it right here.
Oh, look at that.
He created a ragtime piano rendition of our theme song. And we'll listen to it right now while you look at pictures of cats. Thanks, dude.
Right time. It's coming back.
I should have wrote down his name.
You probably should have written down his name.
Let's open some packages.
Okay.
This sounds like an envelope full of buttons.
Uh-oh.
And it's all the way from Australia, the land of buttons. That's what it is.
Oh.
Oh, this is from Lexi.
Yes.
Therese has instructed me to send Craig all my buttons because she is a crazy person. You will find them enclosed. Enjoy.
Of course. Therese, thank you.
You'll fill up that swimming pool with buttons in no time.
I guess so. I guess we have to watch this movie eventually, either in real life or elsewhere.
If it's The Greasy Strangler, I'm not watching it.
The Apple.
Oh, Canon Pictures.
Canon Pictures. I swear by the axe of Golden Globus. This movie's supposed to suck.
Yeah.
This has been something that has been recommended to me by evil people for years. So, thank you for sending this to us.
Real quickly, I want to tell Seychelle, who sent us a nice box of gifts last time. It didn't really come out on the show, but I did deliver your gifts to Aaron and Courtney over at the other show. Aaron actually tries out the beard oil on the live stream that we just did. I think it's called Live with Matt and Aaron. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. You will see your gifts delivered. We also play the movie quote game that you sent.
This is the time on Unboxing when we answer questions from viewers.
Jay Hagen, 22, writes, has there ever been a meal or specific food in a movie that you wish you could someday enjoy? Well, besides Soylent Green, of course. I would say any of the food made in the film The Big Night. Mm-hmm. In particular, the timpano.
Yeah, that is...
which is the climax of the film. It looks like something quite extraordinary. It's this massive pastry shell filled with meatballs and sausages and pasta and hard-boiled eggs. And it just seems like something you'd want to eat for your last meal.
I would have to say either the opening or closing bit of ramen in Tampopo.
Sure.
Laurie Siebert writes, my question for Craig, what prompted your interest in architecture? I occasionally do tours out at Frank Lloyd Wright's home of Taliesin, a major architectural site here in Wisconsin. That just triggered me into being interested in architecture.
So you weren't interested in architecture before you got that job?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought your love of architecture led you to that job.
Don't go out to Taliesin expecting me to be your tour guide. I do it like 4 or 5 times a year. So go because it's an amazing building.
It may be February, but we've yet to open our Christmas cards. So let's take a look at those. Oh, this is our buddy Andrew. He sends us this snowy scene. And he says, I watch many shows on the internet, but no other show has ever moved me to write it letters. Thanks and gratitude for all of your hard work, for all you've done, especially the Robin Hood episode. Thank you, Andrew.
This is from Tyler. Looks like this. Dear Matt, Craig, and Tona, and Cats, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year 2019. Have you seen the movie I Was a Teenage Werewolf?
Haven't. We
That's,
almost did.
Yeah, that was an option for a Halloween movie a few years ago. One of the few things I've ever known was on your list that we haven't had on the show. So it might still be on the show, Tyler.
We've got a fun little postcard here. It looks like it might be a homemade postcard. Happy holidays to all those in the basement. Love your show. Thanks for sharing your love of movies with us. From Becky and Brian, and then some cats, Luna, Lupine, and Tippy. May the eggnog be with you.
Let me look at this. This is a sleigh that's being led by a couple of huskies.
Who those paw prints are for.
It's actually 1 cat and 2 dogs.
Ah.
Luna and Lupine. Obviously Lupine would be a dog.
Sure.
And then Tippy is the cat.
A Renaissance picture. This movie was funded by the Medicis.
I'm gonna poop.
Bring the Asian's fingers.
He meant to say ladyfingers. He's making some tiramisu later on.
He's got burns covering over 40% of his body.
He's got burns that jingle, jangle, jingle.
That's a bad burn.
Yeah. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him stronger, faster, darker.
Duran's buddy is going down an alley, which is a mistake in movies like this. He gets captured by Dark Man, who interrogates him down in the sewers. Again! No! Poop water! And then... he has his face peeled off by a semi. In his entire life, he's not going to become a second Dark Man, as far as I know.
Julie, what if I was hurt? Like horribly scarred, that you couldn't bear to look at me anymore. You couldn't even bear to have me touch you.
Would that make you happy, huh?
Justice. You and I know. It's just another word for what I do.
Do the whole speech. We're not that different, you and I.
I created you, you created me. Please, the face has been through enough.
Don't look at me.
I want to look.
I was just saying my favorite quote from Blue Velvet.
But a funny thing happened.
On the way to the forum, was playing, and I just left the lab. I love Sondheim.
I have some exciting news. I finally took my turntable into the shop. It's getting fixed as we speak. I'm paying a pretty penny for it, but I will shortly be able to start going through my backlog of records that have been sent to our P.O. box and talking about them on this show.
Finally.
But for now, I have to talk about CDs.
Oh, that's fine.
First of all, we have Roger Waters, The Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking. One of the worst album covers I've ever seen, and I've listened to it.
How is it? Better than the album cover, I hope.
I'm going to make a statement that's going to sound stupid. Roger Waters' solo sounds like Pink Floyd without all the other guys. What prompts me to make that statement is that you can really hear the stuff that was in Pink Floyd songs that came directly from him.
Yeah.
Because it's all over this album. You know, like the background soul singer choruses from Dark Side of the Moon, you know, that's all over this. The album itself is pretty unremarkable, but the title track of this is pretty good.
But no David Gilmour to temper his worst impulses.
I guess. Lastly, we have an album by Bruce Cockburn. Apparently in Canada, they have silent CKs. In the U.S., we have a CK that's very not silent.
Yes.
Anyway, Christmas album. Bruce Cockburn. Listen to this in the car. Now, making a Christmas album is a tricky business. Because you want it to be traditional enough that you recognize it as a Christmas music. But you want it to be different enough that it's interesting.
Yeah.
And you do either one of those too much, and your audience is not satisfied. This is, I think, in the latter category. He does a lot of songs that might be traditional Christmas songs, but nothing you'd recognize. He does kind of alternate arrangements. Boy, I tell you, Tona hated this. I had a tough time keeping it in the car stereo there. She just wanted nothing of it. He's a real great guitar player, but it's not recognizable enough as a Christmas album.
Hey, we have other donors who have donated to the show. Andres, John, Lindsay, Anthony, Jeff, Luke, Michael, Abraham, Andrea, Martha, Anton, Philip, Thomas, Robert, Stephanie, Brian, Kieran, Catherine, Grant, Chris, B.A., Mikey D, Laura, Anna, Kai, Sean, Maurizio, Patches, Jenny, Graham, Kendall, Rebecca, John, Mark, Christopher, Paul, Andrew, Danielle, Corey, Francesco, and Rachel, who says, I binge-watched all the episodes over the summer while I was recovering from surgery, and I'm watching them all again now. I really enjoy your takes on movies that I'll probably never watch. Hey, thank you, Rachel, and everyone else.
Time to open that big old box.
All right, you can have the big old box, and I'll take this one from Sean Henry.
And this is from Aaron in Hell's Kitchen. He's got quite a mural here. It looks like it's Old Home Week. Look at all these characters. He's got me throwing postcards. Zatoichi's lurking in the corner. There's the falling kid from Mac and Me.
The fallen kid, I believe, is Paul Rudd, isn't it?
I can't wait to find out what's in this.
Dear Tona and Matt and Christina, Craig and Lorenzo, my very best wishes to you for a happy Christmas and a joyful New Year. Sean, and the enclosed is meant for Lorenzo, of course.
But it's a Canadian book.
Oh, I've been wanting to get this book. It's a book that I've been meaning to write. Not just read, but write. P is for pterodactyl, which is the worst alphabet book ever.
Ah, I understand.
And see? A is for isle. E is for you. Like a sheep.
Yeah.
U is not for you. And I think I'll let Lorenzo read this occasionally, too.
Here's something for Tona. Pass that back to you. Here's something for Matt.
That guy.
Along with the lunchboxes, my father also collected board games. Here are 3 to start a little cross-pollination with beer and board games. First off, we have What Shall I Be? The exciting game of career girls. We've got Land of the Lost game. Marshall, Will, and Holly right there on the old cover.
And on a routine exhibition.
Yep.
Exhibition?
Not an exhibition.
Excavation?
And the Welcome Back Cotter game.
Up your nose with a rubber hose.
This is the game that Quentin Tarantino famously played with John Travolta when he first met him. Because that's something a dork would do. And, all right, I am looking forward to playing these on Beer and Board Games. I'm going to take them over there, and we'll play them sometime this year.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
That's Tona Williams, everyone.
My partner Pam and I are always on the lookout for unique licorice brands. We found these at a road stop in central Pennsylvania. Enjoy. Thank you.
Wow.
Schwitzers.
Yum. P.S. I'm not sure what your vantage point is in relation to Craig's catching hand, but I thought we'd give Matt a break, and you could throw these, and I've got...
Oh, Jesus.
I'm so sorry. And also, you don't know how bad of a thrower I am, but... Okay.
Up. Also, wait for my eyes to be open.
Okay.
Ricky J over here.
Oh.
2 in the head. You have 400 chances to do this, man.
No.
I was
Last one.
I just wanted to show the camera the postcard before you whip it at Craig
Here,
mercilessly.
we have these. These are the cards we've gotten. God. and Elvis Presley.
What a circus this show has become. We had a fun time unboxing. Craig made it through alive. And so we bid you adieu. You can watch the latest episode of Welcome to the Basement coming up this coming Friday. And now you can also watch this.
So, until that shining day, may it soon come, when I shall once again honor you with offerings.
That sure was a lot of China talk. Hollywood China talk I'm talking about, not actual Chinese.